Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today we are talking about the bags I said no to. Why were these luxury bags not for me? They were just gorgeous. We're talking Hermes, we're talking Chanel, we're talking Louis Vuitton, we're talking Goyard. And I've got a sneaky little unboxing for you today. It's not a bag, but it is a luxury brand unboxing. So let's get going. So when I was in New York, I tried on so many things, so many. Some things new from store, some things from Fashion File, some things from What Goes Around Comes Around. So many different things, so many different options. And I turned a lot of them down. I bought quite a lot of them, as you will probably have seen from my videos, but there were things that I said no to. So why did I say no? Some of them still on the wish list. Let's just go through them. First of all, let's talk Dior. So when I first went to Dior, I really wanted to get my hands on the Groove 25 bag, or the Groove 20, I think. Anyway, I just wanted to have a look at it. I particularly wanted to look at it in the black leather. I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. I was so surprised how stiff and boxy it was. I thought it would have some softness to it, some slouch to it, but no, it was very rigid. Yeah, I did not like it. As soon as I saw it, I thought, no, it's not for me. And it was such a shame because I had really high hopes for it. The little one, which I think is a 20, is a great crossbody size, but it is so rounded and bulky and boxy that it sat really weird on the body. I just can't imagine wearing that crossbody. It would be so awkward. And because the D-rings were part way down the side of each of the bags, and it made it easy to get into, the zipper went down the side, but it was so far down that the bag just kept flipping over. And the lady who was looking after us, who was absolutely gorgeous, she said, oh, as soon as you put some things in it, it will stop doing that. And that may be so, but it was just, it was a definite no for me, an absolute definite no. I also looked at the Dior bag for the umpteenth time. How many times am I going to look at the Dior bag? I really love it. I really love it. I love the medium size. There was a crinkled calf skin that was really soft and supple. And then there was the usual canage leather. I think I like the normal leather. The crumpled calf skin was beautiful and the slouch of it was really comfortable. But I didn't like the finish on it. It was slightly shiny and looked slightly patent. And I don't know, I just wasn't as keen on that one. There was also other versions of it, a raffia version, but yeah, just the plain old black for me would have been the one. I just don't know when I would use it. I think I've got other bags that I would use on the occasions that I would use that, but I really like it. I really like it. So that is still on the wish list, just not for now. I also tried on this beautiful bag. Now this is sold out. I think it's still on the UK website, but it was sold out in the USA, but we did find one. We were able to try it. So this was the saddle bag in the newspaper print. I just loved it so much. I just thought it was so fun and interesting and different, and I really liked it. Now I could have not bought it, obviously it's sold out in the USA, and I could have just bought it on the UK website either while I was there or when I got back, but there's something again stopping with that one. I think what it is I don't think it's a novelty bag. I don't think it feels novelty, but it's one of those bags that, how often would you use it? Is it one that it just looks amazing, it'll look amazing sat up there, but I will never reach for it? I'm just not sure. So that one is still on the wish list, but it's on the back burner, I would say. Louis Vuitton. So we went to Louis Vuitton. I tried on the Go 14 in the PM size. It was beautiful. It was in this beautiful blue, absolutely beautiful blue. Why did I not buy that one? Well, I just think that the Go 14 is so expensive. The blue was beautiful. There's something stopping me. And there's other things that for that amount of money, that I would spend my money on. In fact, there's two things I can think of straight away. In fact, three things. Three things I can think of straight away that I would, if I had that money to spend, I would choose something different. So it tells me that it's not for me. So that is the Go 14. I also tried on the Soft Speedy in Louis Vuitton in the black, and this is a size 30, and it is in a beautiful, I think it's empreinte leather, but it's a much softer leather than the 25 size. It's beautiful, it's slouchy, it's gorgeous, it's everything that I would want in a Speedy. So why on earth did I not buy it? Well, this was so much more expensive than in the UK. It was definitely not one I would have bought in the USA. It wasn't even just a sales tax difference, it was a lot more to start with. Couldn't really figure out why, because some of the Louis Vuitton prices had sort of aligned with the UK price, and it was just the sales tax that would have been the difference. So yeah, I would not have bought this in New York anyway. I could have messaged James and said, can you get me one? I think they're still on the UK website, but I knew I was going to Fashion File, and I knew that I would be hunting down the graffiti Speedy in the 30, and yeah, I ended up buying that one, as you will have seen from my previous video. So in my head then I decided I don't need two Speedy 30s. The graffiti, I wish it was bandolier, it's not. The Soft Speedy is, but at the end of the day I got the graffiti, which is a nostalgic piece for me, and that was the one I chose. So the black Soft Speedy I still love. Would I consider it in the future? Probably. It's just not for now. Not for now. Okay, Fashion File. So I tried on quite a few bags. The contenders, if you've seen my previous vlog, you will know that the contenders were the two Evelyns, which was the blue TPM and the black PM. And there was two Goyards. There was a camera bag and the messenger bag, and what else did we have? I think that was it, wasn't it? Because I think everything else I actually bought. I think everything else I actually bought. So why did I not go for any of those? Well, okay, so the TPM Evelyn, no, in the end it wasn't for me. I didn't like the fact that the strap wasn't adjustable. It was an okay length for me. I would have preferred it slightly longer if I wore some over a really bulky coat or jumper. It would have made it even shorter. I wish the bag was a little bit bigger. You could fit a reasonable amount in, but for that type of slouchy messenger sort of size bag, I just wish it was a little bit bigger. And I've said this so many times, why they don't do an in-between size between the TPM and the 29, that would have been spot on. So that was one of those slightly undecided on the Evelyn. So the TPM for me was out. I don't think that's a bag for me. The 29, I really liked it, even though it was bigger than I would have hoped. I liked the slouch of it. I liked how it hugged the body. It felt really comfortable. So why did I not buy the black one? Well, there's a couple of reasons. It was very, very worn. I think its description was that it shows wear. I think it wasn't even in a good condition. I think it was worse than that. It looked worn. It looked very slouchy. I don't mind it doing that over time, but I don't want to buy one that's already very slouchy. It did feel, yeah, the condition of it wasn't exactly how I would have wanted to buy it. I wouldn't have minded a little bit of wear, and the price of it was way over retail, and it is an Hermes bag, and that's what happens. But for me, I was still holding out the hope that I could get one new from stock at some point in the future, and therefore I just wasn't willing to pay so much more for one that wasn't the best quality or the best condition. So it told me that I love the Evelyn, but it didn't. That was not the one for me. The two Goyard bags. I love Goyard. I've got my Artois bag just down here. Here it is, and I love it. And since I got that, I got a little bit obsessed with Goyard, I have to admit. And I did go into Goyard, and I did look at the St. Louis again for the umpteenth time now. I do think I want one of those at some point. It feels, and I know what people say when they say that it feels really flimsy and like cheap and flimsy, and it sort of does, but it feels very different to the Artois. The Artois feels a lot more sturdy and a lot thicker. I think it's just the configuration of the bag. but I know that that canvas is just superb after having that. So yeah, the St. Louis is still on my wish list. I think, I'm not blaming my husband, but I think if he wasn't there, I would have been very tempted to get one because the prices were similar. In fact, slightly cheaper than the UK, but then with the sales tax, it made them just about the same or just a smidge higher. So I would have bought one in New York, but my husband was, but it's just exactly the same as that one. Why would you get the same? And but I really like them, and they're not the same. But yeah, he sort of put me off, and I thought, oh, well, I won't get one. Yeah, I'll think about it. I'll have a think. And then the moment passed, and we left, and I just, yeah, I'll have to go back without him. But next time I'm in London, I think I just have to go without him. But anyway, while I was in there, I did buy a little something from Goyard. So I'll unbox this with you now, and then I will talk to you about the 2 bags in Fashion File from Goyard, and the reason I didn't buy those, because I love Goyard. I'm suddenly a fan of Goyard. Anyway, it came in this really lovely green little shopping bag, and it's really, really lovely. It's I don't know, the colours and everything else, it comes in a really nice box. So let's get this open because I want to start using this. Don't know if anybody's got any idea what this might be. So I'll get it open, and you can see we've got all the care instructions, and then we've got a little, like a little cloth that it's in, and here is what I bought. This is, now what was this called? I think this was called the Senat pouch. So this is the smallest pouch that Goyard do, and I love it. They only had about 3 colours to choose from. This is all sold out. I've tried to find this in London twice now, and it's all sold out. They never ever have it. But in New York they had the green, they had the black, and they had a white, or was it a yellow? Anyway, it was between the green and the black for me. But I love this green. I just thought it was fabulous, absolutely fabulous. So, and I thought with this being in your handbag, green would be better to be spotted than another black pouch. So I went for this. But what I loved about this, it's obviously got a zipper, but it also has a key ring. So it is, and you see the inside is their beautiful signature yellow. It's just beautiful, and I just think this is so durable and hard wearing. So the idea of this one is twofold. So it has the keychain. So this for me is going to be, right, hear me out on this. I just think it's really versatile. I really love the Louis Vuitton key clay, I really do, and there are times I use it every single day for my car key, well, for all my keys. I use that ever since I bought it, from the day I bought it, I've used that every single day, and I love it. But there's sometimes when I'm using that for my key, I keep my car key inside it, and my key fob is massive, so you can't really fit much more in if you're using it for your car key. So I sometimes wish that I had another pouch of the same sort of size that I could use as a mini catch-all for lipstick, headache tablets, things that you need, whatever, that little tiny little pouch. So sometimes I've taken my keys out of it and I've then used the key clay as a pouch. So I wanted another one, so I then had 2. So one is always for keys and one is a little catch-all, or you can swap them over. And I just thought this was a fabulous idea because the size of this is just that little bit bigger than a key clay. I don't have my key clay up here to show you, but it is just slightly bigger, which means you can fit credit cards in this a little bit better, I assume. I don't have any, again, just to show you at the minute, but I do think that this size will just be very, very handy. I love it. And if I do want to use it for keys, I've got that option, and it does mean that this size I probably fit my car key and a couple of other things in it. So I loved it. Anyway, that's my justification for buying this. I love this green. I love this green. Anyway, so that is what I bought in Goyard in New York, in the flagship store just off Madison Avenue, and it was great. So back to Fashion File. So I'd been at Fashion File already, and I tried on a bag in this colour, and I will put some pictures up here, and it was the camera bag, and it was fabulous. It was really, really lovely, and I did think that would be a great everyday casual but really cool. Rainy day bag. I'm always looking for a rainy day bag because in the UK we know what it's like. But there was 2 reasons I didn't buy the camera bag. The first was the price of it was very high, and I knew it was more than retail, and I just thought I'll be able to go into Goyard and actually buy one. I might have to queue up, I might have to wait until I'm back in London and queue up there, but I feel that I will be able to get one at some point. I don't think they're fully sold out or anything else. So that was the first reason I wasn't willing to pay the price on a premium for it when it wasn't brand new, and you can probably buy one brand new anyway. That was the first reason. And the second reason, I'd already decided on this one, and to me it was, although they're very different bags, it would have been used at the same sort of time, and I fell in love with this one. So yeah, I decided I didn't need another camera bag style of bag. And then I tried on the messenger bag in the orange from Goyard, and I don't know if it's because it was in the orange and I needed to try it in maybe the green, maybe the navy, maybe the black, maybe the grey, I don't know. I felt like I needed to try it on, but that one was really well worn, so I wouldn't have bought that one anyway. And again, the price of it was really high. So yeah, those 2 particular ones weren't for me, but Goyard definitely is for me, and I will be buying more Goyard in the future. I just feel like I will. And let's quickly talk about what goes around comes around. There was the most stunning bag. It's one of the most stunning bags I've ever seen in my life. And it was the midnight blue Python Chanel bag. It was stunning. It was a great crossbody length, which a lot of the classic flat style bags in Chanel aren't, and this one was. It was in my absolute dream colour, which is midnight blue. It was Python. It was just exquisite. So why on earth did I leave that one behind? Well, I really didn't want to leave it behind, but it was so expensive. I think he was asking $7,000 for it. I think it was 7,000, and it was just, and he would negotiate, and we came down to a little bit less than that, but it was so expensive and it wasn't in the best condition. The Python, as Meredith has told me already, and she's absolutely right, the scales can lift, and this was a bag from quite a while ago, and yeah, the scales had lifted a lot. Now maybe that's how it would stay, and it's already done all its damage, if you know what I mean, but I couldn't be sure. And there were parts of it that were in better condition than the other. Some of the back had rubbed a lot, so it wasn't in a perfect condition, and for that amount of money it was just too much. Also, it's exotic. I didn't want to chance trying to bring exotic pieces back into the UK. Even with the CITES and everything else, it's just a risk too far for me. So much as I absolutely loved it, to leave it behind. I had to leave it behind. 2 more bags to talk to you about. So the Chanel wallet on chain in the gorgeous burgundy in the caviar. It was stunning. I loved it. I love the watch. I think it's fabulous. The inside was fun. Why did I not buy this? Well, to be honest, the reason I didn't buy it was because it was the first day we were in New York, the first full day, and I knew I was going to Fashion File the following day, and I wanted to keep my options open. I wanted to do a bit of research but not buy anything that particular day. The price of it was not too bad, but obviously there's the sales tax, and I did think, do you know, I might be able to get that in the UK. If I decide to get it again, it will be cheaper. So that was the other reason, and I think once I got to Fashion File I just lost my mind. I just lost my mind. And the Row, I went to the Row and I tried on the most gorgeous Margot bag in the size 10 and the size 12 in the colour Jam. It was stunning. I love the Margot bag. So why did I not buy the 10 or the 12? Well, they had the 10, the 12 and the 15 all in jam colour, and it is a beautiful colour, but it is not dissimilar to my Birkin 25. And I quite like the 12 or the 10 size of the Margot, and I thought it was just too similar. Now, if they'd have done the 10 or the 12 in the brown, in the brown suede, I could have absolutely been swayed. You see what I did there? Yeah, and even in the bigger size, even the 15, if they'd have had the suede, I would have been very, very tempted, because I'd seen that in London and it is beautiful, and the prices were slightly cheaper in the US, so it would have made sense to get it there. But they only had the jam colour, and the jam colour is beautiful, but I just have it in my head that I really love the suede. I just love the suede. And if it was the black or the brown, or even if it was a different colour, but I think they just do black and brown at the moment, but I just wanted suede. And the other reason is I had been over the road from the Row to a very beautiful, beautiful flagship store, and I got lucky there. So that was, I'm just going to say it was in Hermes, and I got lucky. And I was offered a bag, and therefore I was not buying anything. By the time I got to actually see the Margot bag, that was it. I was not buying anything else. So it's probably a good job they didn't have a suede one, because I would have been in a lot of trouble. So yeah, that is the Row. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an overview of the bags I said no to. Some are still on the wish list, some I will get in the future at some point, no doubt. Some I've now dismissed, and it's quite good, I can cross them off my wish list. And there you go. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on another one.